Is it done? Or is it going to happen?
The one that was due for school, that's like the Johari windows. I finished that.
Okay. How did he do that?
So for the Johari windows, the teacher gave me like a small article kind of thing showing an example and what each square means. After reading the definition, I put down pictures and what they represent to me. And then while going in class, I'll present that and explain what each picture represents to me.
I see. Okay. Okay. Must had been easy for you. Did you do well?
Yes, sir. I just had a bit of trouble in the last slide where it's like the unknown, where no one knows. It's just had to figure out what I didn't know before, but now I know.
Well, I gave this Johari window topic to someone in the use batch way ahead earlier, and they made a presentation by watching the video. I have my own video on Johari window. You might have watched that too. Maybe I'll send the link to you so you can have a good look at it. And then, if you have a chance to speak to the teacher about the same again, you can literally do that. Do you remember somebody made the presentation in Johari window? I think it was Manjusha, but at that point of time, you were not in MS evening sessions.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I'm sending you the link, Siddharth. So in the chat, so you can watch that whenever you have free time.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, I've sent already. This is my form of explanation about Johari window, and you can watch that and you will get some clarity.
Okay, sir.
Right. Why is it like Tanishwar always takes a lot of time in joining? I don't understand. Okay, let us not wait for him. Siddharth, you can start your presentation.
Okay, sir. Okay. Hello, everyone. Today I will make a short speech about going blank. What does it mean to go blank? It means for one person to just sit in one spot without doing anything, without reading anything, or without watching anything or observing anything. You just sit in one spot, not do anything, just stare into something. By going blank, it gives your mind to rest and think about things you could possibly do. And it floods your mind with ideas or things you could possibly do. Your mind will have many thoughts or ideas by the time you're done going blank. Most of the time, these ideas or thoughts will be used by you sometime during your lifetime. I've gone blank myself many times. It has calmed my mind a lot, and it has helped me in the long run. It helped me because like my brain doesn't do anything for a long period of time or short, because most of the other times I'm either on my computer or I'm studying something for school, which does not put my mind to rest. And then while sleeping, my mind's active doing something else. I read somewhere that like the mind is most active while you're sleeping, so it's not at rest during that time either. So the only time there's an option not to be active is during the daytime. So that is why I went blank during the daytime. And I did this for like 30 minutes, like 20 to 30 minutes long. And it helped me a lot since like by going blank, it gave the mind a rest. So I was in my mind, I had ideas of things I could possibly do, and I did those things later on in life. Like I at one point thought art would be fun. So now I'm doing art class at school and I have good art things showing up, and I draw good art now and it looks cool. And that is why you should do and that is why you should go blank, since it helps you in the long run, floods your mind with ideas that you can use or change the way you live life. Thank you.
Right. Okay, good presentation.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Well, during your presentation, you mentioned yourself that you have gone blank several times, and tell me one particular time in which you got blank, and how did you overcome that particular blankness? How was it possible for you?
So, like a couple weeks ago, I think, or a couple months ago, I haven't gone blank recently, but before school started, so around September, I went blank just to sit down. This is something I don't do myself, just my father forces me to do it, and it helps me in the long run. It's just like I don't feel the motivation to sit in one spot and not do anything. I don't have the motivation, but it does help me. So when I did this, I had ideas as though like doing something like art or painting would be creative and fun or things like that. But even by doing that, there can be other thoughts such as like chess would be fun, or some games that challenge your mind could be fun, or things like that. So by going blank, I found new interest in art slash painting, and then later on in school, I have taken art. And at school, as of now, I've completed one pottery art and one radical design art.
I see. Yeah, that's a good one. I really appreciate Mr. Saranan's tactic of making you putting back to normality when you're going blank. My next question is, um, let's take an example of a prime minister of a country or a president of a nation, and with the gamut of responsibilities those people have, what will happen if they go blank? You know, just get into the, uh, you know, a kind of assumption that a prime minister or president of a nation, all of a sudden they go blank on a single day. And how do you think they will be recuperating, and how do you think they will recover from that particular thing? Or rather, as a learner, what do you think they have to do for coming back to the normality?
So for me personally, I feel like that depends on what kind of personality they have. Because for some adults, they have personalities which makes them become a workaholic. So they feel like as though one day without doing anything is wasted, and like they feel jittery or feel disturbed the whole day. So it depends on what kind of personality the prime ministers have. So if they are a workaholic, then taking one day off to them means like one day wasted without doing anything, and like working would have been better, would have gotten so many other things done. I could have solved world problems, brought world peace, or things like that. But if they're not like that and just like some normal people, which most of the time they are, then for them it would be like a break, and they get ideas for some topics that that are like causing them issues in their job. Or they can just have fun by doing other activities and calm their brain down from all the stress from being a prime minister.
Okay, right, that's good. Have any questions? Yeah, Mitra has a question. Yeah.
It was a very good presentation, Siddharth. This question is about your perspective and what do you think about the topic that we have made a presentation on. Do you think going blank could make a person or help a person to relax or relieve the stress that they have due to the work, due to their occupation, due to their daily life, problems they face? Do you think going blank or thinking about something can relieve them from the stress?
So thank you Mitra, for that. So that also kind of depends on the personality. Because if you're like a student or a person who likes to get their work done quickly, going blank could mean like this time is wasted. I could have done this and I gotten free time later on. But for me, I like to procrastinate my stuff. So like I like free time whenever I get it and keep my work off until like the final few days or few hours. So if I went blank, for me, I would just be resting. I'll just be staring around. But if I went blank like just before the due date for an assignment which I've not completed, then I would feel like I'm under stress or pressured, because then I will have less time to finish the assignment. Usually I finish the assignment a few days before it, but sometimes I don't. So that's the thing. And then for other people, if they're just normal people, then sometimes going back is good for them because then they get to rest. But other times, when they have assignments due or big projects due, they will feel kind of under pressure, thinking that this time it could be used for this. I don't know how much longer it'll take or things like that.
Right. Very nice, insightful answer, and that's a good question.
Thank you, Sibi. Thank you.
All right, Siddharth, it was a very nice presentation, and it's a good idea to speak about taking a. That's what I'm doing for Yalvedin and Sibi Adityan now. Picket, you have a question?
Sir, what does mean by blank?
He is asking a basic question. What do you mean by going blank? So make him clear, Siddharth.
So by going blank, it kind of means like your mind just goes blank. Nothing goes to your mind. Your mind is just sleeping. Not sleeping. Just like it's not doing anything, but it's still awake. So it's like how you just sit in one spot and not do anything, just like stare off into something or just lose yourself in your thoughts. but you're not thinking
You
about
use-
anything.
Yeah, you use cell phone, right? And if we use all the technological gadgets, right? Have you ever experienced those நான் இங்க பேசிட்டு இருக்கேன்ல, நீ கேள்வி கேட்டிருக்கீங்க, நான் உனக்கு பதில் சொல்றேன். அப்போ உன்னுடைய பிரெயினுக்கு நான் என்ன சொல்றேங்கிறத முழுசா கேட்டா தானே நான் என்ன சொல்ல வரேங்கிறது தெரியும், ரைட்? Shall I continue? Thank you. So have you experienced any technical gadgets going hanging out? அதாவது டக்குன்னு ஹேங் ஆகிற மாதிரி பார்த்துருக்கேன். நீ பாட்டுக்கு இது பண்ணுவேன், ஆனால் அது அப்படியே ஹேங் ஆகிற மாதிரி இருக்கும். Have you seen? அதே மாதிரி பிரெயினுக்கும், அதே மாதிரி ஹியூமன் பிரெயினுக்கும். என்னுடைய ஃப்ரெண்ட் ஒருத்தர் நான் உன்ன மாதிரி ஸ்கூலில் படிக்கும்போது சைக்கிளில் போக போக he fell down and his arm got fractured and he knew it was a fracture. He was an 8th standard boy. He was not as young as you, but he was an 8th standard boy. The brain got stuck. He doesn't even know that for the pain he has to cry. An 8th standard kid, when he falls down and he knows that the fracture has already happened and இது வந்து வலி எப்படின்னா the brain has to indicate that this is pain. Okay? So the brain has stopped indicating that you have got into fracture and it's a very painful experience, and for this your emotional response should be crying. It didn't happen. You will be that's what is called as going blank. Okay? அது எல்லாத்துக்கும் நடக்கும். Sometimes when somebody is seeing a very, very shocking thing, they will go blank. They will open the jaw and they will have the eyebrows raised and they won't be knowing how to react. That's called as blank. You itself. உனக்கே நடக்குது அது? ஐயோ அப்படியா? Fine. You understood?
Yes, sir. I was seeing that in my mom, there was a window, sir. I was seeing the tree itself, sir. My mom said, go up and do your home. I was sitting like this and I was seeing the tree itself.
Wow. What a genius.
Sir.
That's called as going blank. அதை பத்தி தான் he made a presentation.
Sir, in my school, sir, they will give the break, sir. I was eating snacks and I was looking at trees, sir, and I was looking only like this. Then I was, anybody is shaking, I will not come to the other.
Sometimes even trees get very shocked by looking into indefinite creative species. விசித்திரமான ஜென்மங்களை பார்த்தா மரங்களுக்கே ஷாக் ஆகும்னு சொல்றான். So by looking at you and looking at the way and the number of yarning that you are doing, actually might have been shocked. You slept this afternoon, didn't you?
Sir?
Did you sleep this afternoon? You didn't sleep? Huh?
Not sleep, sir.
You didn't sleep?
Yeah, sir. My night, not come any sleep.
Okay. All right, so that brings us to the official completion of Siddharth's presentation. Good job, Siddharth. Well done.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Daneshwar, what takes you so long for joining the class every single time?
I just need to turn on my computer, sir, and that's the only reason.
All right, okay. Fine. So Siddharth has finished the presentation, and the presentation was an open-end speech on what to do when your mind goes blank. And now we are finished, and now we are coming down to your presentation. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Right, go ahead with it, please. After you both will have a presentation, and I have a common question to you. You will have to.
Can everybody
Alright.
see my screen?
Yes, we are seeing it by the name Architects. Now I am going off the video, and Taneshwari can start. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so today I made a presentation about architects. So what do architects do? So architects are basically like a professional designer or person that creates the blueprint or outline for structures and buildings, and they're pretty much like the reason that the building exists. They make all the measures and all the they make all the measurements and where the house should go and how it should look like and all the features it has and like where everything is. Or it doesn't need to be a house, it can be anything. And they're very important in the field of construction, and they're also responsible for making each of their designs safe Because if something they build it isn't safe, and let's say like a disaster happens, it's it's gonna go into like a lawsuit, and then the architects will get like lower ratings, and people won't like hire that architect anymore. So that's why you want to make sure it's safe, and they also make sure it looks good at the same time. So there are different type of architects. So there's residential, commercial, landscape, interior design, urban design, green design, and industrial architects. So residential architects are just architects who design residential houses, and that's pretty much it. And then commercial architects is like something. It's like architects who design something that's like really big and available to everyone. So something like a mall or like a shop. And landscape architects is when it's like architects of outdoor things, how they shape outdoors and how it looks. And interior design is in the interior of structures. Urban design is just like modern houses and things like that. Green design architects are architects who incorporate nature and like greenery in their design. And industrial architects is just like designing in factories. Stuff like. So, how much do they make? So, in the United States, they get about $100,000 per year. However, like some architects can range from 130K and 151K per year, and that pretty much just like depends on where you're living. So if you're living in a place like New York, you're gonna get paid a lot because it's a really dense place, and you can make you'll get a lot of money for things you do, because like a 3-story building where I live is like the equivalent cost of just like an apartment in New York. So it's very expensive, and it also changes based on bachelor's degree and master's degree. So yeah. So where do they work? So are they spend most of their time in offices, and that's where they create and edit all their designs. And they also meet with they like consult with their clients to edit or develop new product projects. And it's where you have to go to meet them if you want to get something done. And you know they they also sometimes come to the construction site to you know give them some stuff, and if they're doing it properly, and take all the measurements and take all the safety measurements. And they can also like review the progress, and like ask the clients if they want the look that they want. And then what education is required? So you can graduate with a bachelor's or master degree, but you also need like a professional degree in architecture if you want that to be a job. So yeah, that's my presentation.
Great job, Tanashwar.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so Tanishwar, thank you for giving a detailed explanation about how the US-based architects are functioning in their occupation. Yeah, this is a question that has been lingering into my mind for a long, long time. When do you think these architects fraternity have started thinking about or started planning about building these gigantic skyscrapers that United States of America is holding? I recently read an article that United States of America always have the obsession of thinking that if it is a building, it has to be a skyscraper. It has to just hit the clouds in the sky. It has to be tall enough, and that's what in 2001, it has been a very big curse for America when the 9/11 incident had happened. So, what, as a teenager, do you think is the reason behind the US architects thinking that tall buildings have to be the order of the day? What is the reason behind it?
So I think they only put like tall buildings in like densely like packed cities. So maybe like New York or Chicago, and there are a few other ones, but that's usually where they're gonna make those buildings because it's like a big spot for people and it's a very popular place. And like tallest building in New York is like the World Trade Center, and you can actually do a lot of stuff there. So yeah.
Right. Get it. I totally get it. Now, as it is always mentioned in the engineering, automobile engineering, mechanical engineering, and civil engineering courses. They have been here in India. I'm speaking in parlance with India because I don't know much about the education system of United States of America. But in India, with the gamut of engineering courses, we have civil engineering, automobile engineering, and mechanical engineering surviving in the field of education for the past at least for half a century, more than 50 years. And there's electronics and communication engineering, computer science engineering, information technology. All these things emerged only now, a decade ago or 1.5 decade ago. So likewise in US, it is also believed that the civil engineering has been a very dominating education field. So by taking the stance of speaking about architecture, what is your possibility or what is the chance that you have in terms of becoming an architect in the future? Or what do you think about that occupation as a person yourself?
I like to like create things, and like I like to draw and stuff. So I feel like that would be like the only reason I would want to do it. And it's also like pretty cool seeing something you like draw and plan out being like a real structure, and other people are like paying for it, I guess.
Okay. Knowingly or unknowingly, my mind says that you will be good in designing. Your mind is frequently attracted towards designing. The presentation that you made about architecture today, the presentation you made about aviation, the presentation you made about the planes. So I think your occupation will be closely related to designing in the future because your neural schema in the brain is attracted towards these things. So give a good thought about it.
What is this neural schema that?
Omelette. Fine. Yeah, first question from Yalvin.
What is meant by
Decade. I said decade. DECADE. Decade na 10 வருஷம். One decade means 10 years. நான் என்ன சொன்னேன்னா இன்ஜினியரிங்கும் சிவில் இன்ஜினியரிங் எல்லாம் 50 வருஷமா இருக்கு. ஆமா. ECE ட்ரிபிள்ங்கிற கோர்ஸ் எல்லாம் வந்து இந்த 12 வருஷம் 15 வருஷம் தான். அப்போ 10 + 5 அப்போ 1.5 decade அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவோம். You have a question?
No.
Yes.
Sir, one day more architects are coming, sir. And they are asking money. Then they were building the one building, sir. They are saying this is very strong, sir. On the time they finish and going, sir, the building was the one storm was coming, sir. The building was fell down, sir. At that time, the give the money most of the people what they will do, sir. They will catch the people or try.
Rephrasing Sibi Adityan's question towards you, when an architect builds a building and give all the promises to the owners of the building, and if some storm or if some natural calamity occurs, and if the building is damaged, what does the architect do at that point of time? Because they have promised so many things to the owners, but now the building is not really strong as they had promised. So what should be the responsive action from the architect? That's what he's asking. So Tanishwar, would you care to answer this?
Yeah, Either the architect would either like pay like a portion or all the money back, and that's what he should do if something like that happens. And if he refuses to pay it, it's most likely gonna go to like in a lawsuit and then in court and stuff. So and then they'll just deal it out there.
So he says 100% money back policy should be adopted. பணத்தை எல்லாம் திருப்பி கொடுக்குறோம் அப்படின்னு நான் நினைக்கிறேன்னு சொல்றான். Right? Good question. But why should you think always negative that the building is getting damaged?
No, sir.
If you're an architect, you will build a building that will be easily damaged or a strong building.
Strong.
Okay. Any other questions?
No, sir.
All right, Taneshwar. Siddharth, do you have any question?
No, sir.
No. Right. So, anyways, good job, Taneshwar. Well done. Very nice presentation.
Great job, Michael.
Okay, this is for everybody's benefit. Now, I'm going to share the screen because it is CRS time for Siddharth and Taneshwar, and let us see how much mark they are going to get today. Brace yourself. I'm bringing up the CRS reports for you.
All the best now. All the best. That is a relax now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You see the screen, boys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so MS evening sessions, the US batch credit rating system 2.0 commenced from 20th September 2021, and today the closing report comprising all factors from 20th September 2021 till 29th.
Update பண்ணலையா sir?
இல்ல, I always do live update for these two. உங்களுக்கு மட்டும் தான் offline update.
Okay, sir.
The previous update has been sent to there. Please note that the previous update has been sent as a copy to Taneshwar dad and Siddharth's dad. I don't know if they have spoken about it to you, but I received an acknowledgement from Siddharth's dad, and we both spoke about Siddharth's performance, but Taneshwar's dad has not reverted back to me. I don't know if he has seen
Sir,
this or.
Sir, he showed me, sir. I don't. He
Oh.
just didn't reply anything.
Right. Okay. Then it's fine. I'm not bothered about the reply, but I'm happy that he has seen. That's what is more important for me. All right. So now, update number 5. And it's January 29th today, morning for them and evening for us. All right. Let's get on with the business. And so far, Siddharth has attended 101 session and Taneshwar has attended 56 session, and in the CRS Siddharth has attended 36 sessions, and this is Taneshwar's 40th CRS2 session. There is a gap between Siddharth and Taneshwar's figure over here because Siddharth had to skip a week's class for his scout. Now, let's go. So, in attendance, we would take a little bit of hype. So 72 for Siddharth and 79 for Taneshwar. And SP stands for the skits performance. We haven't been doing any skits in the recent time, so that remains the same. DA stands for day-to-day affairs, the school functionality, their discipline, and their the way they are doing their work and all that. So for that, we will give about a 10 marks hike for both the boys, 56 for Taneshwar and 54 this time. I mean 56 for Siddharth and 54 for Taneshwar. And LB stands for leadership bonus. Well, last week when Mitra, Sibi and Yalvendan were, they were doing a physical work, both Taneshwar and Siddharth were busy in terms of administering. Something of that sort is going to happen today and tomorrow also. So Siddharth was really taking into account the scoring and all that. So we'll give about 11 marks for that. So 52 for Siddharth Taneshwar was also supportive on that basis when he was administering. So we shall give about 46. Basic behavior, well, I don't think any problem. They are humble, they are respectful, they are mutually appreciative to their peers. So I would like to make this as 65 for both of them. I don't find any flaw in that. And PS stands for presentation skill, and that includes even today's presentation as well. Siddharth has been making a couple of speeches in the past 2 weeks, and he has not been making any presentation, a visual presentation. But then, just because he has not shown any PPTs, it doesn't mean that he has not fared well in the presentation. He did do well, and it was very creative, and there has been a very good improvement in Siddharth's speaking style. So we shall give about 12 marks for that, 92. And as far as Taneshwar is concerned, a lot of improvement in his speaking ability. His presentation slides are very, very professional. So this week, the presentation that he made today, the presentation that he made last week has fetched him a lot of marks. So his improvement has to be applauded. So from 70, he jumps to 84. Still, Taneshwar speaks a little bit more lively, which he mentioned it himself last week. I have to speak more lively. So if that is done, then he will be really good. CC stands for commitment shown in class. That I don't have any problem. They are very committed. They are time bound, and there were lots and lots of nuisances in US batch in the past. To mention a few, some of the people like Mayuka, then Vanilla, then sometimes Vitashri, they had been a little bit of what to say, a kind of sometimes they needed my iron fist to be brought back into the track. As far as Siddharth and Taneshwar are concerned, I feel very, very comfortable. So they are very good, committed into the class. So we will make an equilibrium for both, 55 for Siddharth and 55 for Taneshwar. TP stands for team performance. I wonder why Taneshwar is very low in that. No, therapy practice, sorry. Therapy practice, well, Taneshwar has just begun to work on it. That is why he is little low in the mark. I told you several times not to shake legs, and you are doing the same. Shaking legs is not good for your parents. I'm saying that out of my own experience. Do you want me to say anything other than this? ஒரு தடவை சொன்னா அது கேட்கணும். I myself is a blamer. நானே அதை பண்ணி தப்பு பண்ணி அதை அனுபவிச்சிருக்கேன். Do you want that to happen to your parents? Then don't do that. Therapy practice. Siddharth has been a regular performer in terms of last key method, and Taneshwar is also picking up. So yeah, we will speak about therapy practice because I need to get the details. So I'm leaving it blank. Subliminal, I need to get the details. IJ is idea pad and journal. I need to get. TW is teamwork. Yeah, let's talk about teamwork. So they are really good. 30-30 for both of them. Yeah, we need to get information about OBT, IJ, subliminal, and therapy. Taneshwar, we'll start with you this time. So let's talk about therapy.
So yeah, I've been doing lost key method like every 2 days.
Okay.
Yeah, and then for subliminal, that would be I think I do that every day, but then just for 1 week I can't do that. I had a test week full of tests. So yeah, I've been doing that every other
And
day.
idea pad and journal writing, anything of that sort?
So I've been doing that every other day.
All right. Okay. You're working out in the gym and any sport activities in the recent past?
No,
You
there's no
fitness?
sport. Yeah, but I've been going to the gym, but I had to miss 1 week off because I had tests that whole week because it was the midterms. So yeah.
All right. So Taneshwar scored 603 this time.
He was initially 500.
He was initially 500 and 103 in the next update. That is in the 5th update. Good job, Taneshwar.
Great job, Taneshwar.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay, so now let's see how much Siddharth is making as a fortune. Talk about your therapy practice, Siddharth.
So I've continued to do therapy practice, but I haven't done it since Wednesday, only because I got the COVID shot, and like my shoulders feel sour. They feel sore.
Okay. And subliminal?
I've continued to do that since it's basically just music and it's fun the whole
Huh?
week.
All right. Okay. That's good. Idea pattern journal?
I've continued to do that for the art part of it, and then I have not done journal writing.
Right. Okay. Your outbound practice, I mean, includes this physical things that you are doing in Scout and all that. So, any new forms of exercises?
So for that one, at school we have a course called physical education where I have like physical activities to do every other day. That has started for me since this week. So like we do
That,
running or like some kind of activity that includes you doing lots of physical activity in the week.
okay. Put that machine in this particular plug. Yeah, remove the fan plug. So, points added and 628 for Siddharth Saranakumar. That's a good progress.
Thank you.
Well done, Siddharth.
Thank you.
All right, so Taneshwar is with 603 with 56 sessions. I mean 40 sessions because this is in total and this is a CRS 2.0. 628 with Siddharth, and if Siddharth had been present in that 1 week span of time, I think he would have got a little bit of more mark. But still, the next update will be perhaps on. So today we finished January. The next week we are having our February classes. Yeah. So I think it will be on Friday of February 2nd week. We will see. Well, okay. So I will save this. Thank you so much, and we will see that your CRS is getting improved. US batch 2.0 update number 5. Right. Okay, so there is a boy. His name is Svetesh Krishnan. So when I was working as a full-time professor way back in 2003, 2004, there was in an engineering college, there was a guy by name Shivaramakrishnan. Shivaramakrishnan passed out in 2005 as electronics and communication engineering student from the college where I was working as a lecturer and a assistant professor. Siva is now working in Chennai. He got placed in Wipro Technologies when he was a final year engineering student, and he has been working for IBM now. And now, after resigning from IBM, he is working in a different company called as ADP Technologies. Shiva has a son now. His name is Svetesh Krishnan. He's a seventh grader. He's playing for Chennai under 16 cricket team. He is a cricket player, state level cricket player, and he's playing for under 16. Although the boy is in seventh grade and he's 12 years only, his bowling skills and his batting skills are good. So they have put him into the under 16 cricket tournament. So Shiva, my student, his dad, he called me a couple of days back and he wanted me to give him some classes because he's very bad in focus. His cricket coach says, if his focus is fine-tuned, he can take more wickets and he can bat so well. In batting, he's not taking more than 20s and 30s. He's not able to convert his 30s into half century and half century into century. In bowling, he lacks a little bit of focus and therefore he's not getting any wickets. So as a avid cricket player's dad, Shiva is very bothered, so he wanted classes. I said I would like to put him into classes along with Mitra, Sibi, and Yalvendan. But Shiva said he's having cricket coaching at 5 o'clock till 7:30 in the night. So he will not be able to attend. Then I told about our weekend classes where I spoke about Mitra, Siddharth, Thaneshwar, and Shiva was interested. And I told Shiva that I'm not happy if you are interested. I'll be only happy if the boy is interested. So tomorrow, Shiva has requested for a call. So what we will do is, tomorrow we will have the same attendance and we will talk to Swetish. Or if you want, we can speak today itself by sending the link and we will talk, and if we will see if that boy is interested to attend such class by looking at Mitra, by looking at Tanesh, Siddharth, Yalvendan, Sibi, Aditan. If he's interested, I'll put him into the class. I'll find out if he's interested or not by the way he speaks and answers my question. If he's not interested, I'll put him in the separate video learning system. So, when do you think we should start talk to him?
Tomorrow, sir.
What do you think, Siddhartha?
He can join anytime he wants there.
Yeah, that's the question. He hasn't expressed any interest. And this morning, Shiva spoke to me for about 30 minutes. And he said, sir, he's in cricket camp and could you please speak to him? Could you please speak to him? Could you please ask him to attend? I said, nothing doing. I cannot ask a student to attend. I asked the same question when Siddharth's dad spoke to me. I asked the same question when Taneshwar's dad spoke to me. Is Taneshwar really interested? Eliran sir mentioned, yes, he is interested. Is Siddharth really interested? And Saravanan sir mentioned that yes, Kiran is attending and Siddharth is also interested. That is how it started. Now look at that. Siddharth has scored a century, Taneshwar has scored a half century, and Mitra has scored 8 centuries, 830th session, and the Alvendan is inching to 20s, and Sibiathan has scored double century, 277 classes. So we will schedule a call with him tomorrow, and I want all of you to talk to him. Okay, Siddharth, Tanish?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
sir.
Sir, can you please repeat his name?
Svetesh Krishna. Sweta is the lady's name. Yeah, Sweta and Sweta Anna, hi. Svetesh. His name is Svetesh Krishna. Okay, right. Yeah. Now we are moving on to the next level, and the next level is the presentation by Yalvendan and Sibi Aditya. So Siddharth and Taneshwar are right here. So what you can do is you can keep the chair a little bit back and you can stand and present instead of going to the stage. Okay, right?
Okay.
Who's presenting? You are presenting? Right.
The task order.
Sony box.
Sir, you are finishing out the
Sony box. அவனை திருப்பி போட்டான்னா பேக் தான் ஹெட் தான் விழும். Make the presentation properly. You saw how Siddharth and Taneshwar made, right? So take it as an inspiration and do better. Okay, come in. This is head and this is tail.
I'm tail, sir.
So in the coin, the tail தான் அறிய வரும்னு தெரிஞ்சிட்டு போயிடுறேன். Ready?
Yes, sir.
So who's calling? You or Alvin?
Me, sir.
You are calling.
Yes, sir.
So when the coin goes up, call either head or tail.
Okay, sir.
Okay?
Okay.
Ready?
Okay.
Which one go? Come on, go.
Tail.
Tail.
Yes.
first போறியா இல்ல சீரியல் நான் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் போடுவா
Tail. Oh, so you go.
சார் யார் பின்னாடி போடுங்க சார்
உன்னை நான் பின்னாடி போக சொல்லவே இல்லை. இல்லை நீ எப்படி இருக்க? நீ எப்படி இருக்க? I will stand right here. You are not visible in the camera, man. Look at the camera தெரியல. முன்னாடி வா. போதும். Position okay, Siddharth Taneshwar?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Alright, so the topic that I gave for both of the boys are the good manners and the proper value system that I am going to follow in the year 2022. So Yalvendan is starting at 3, 2, 1, go.
Good evening, honorable present here. I am going to present present a topic called good manners. I'm going to start. Listen to parents, brush twice a day, respect people, learn to appreciate, smile and have a good attitude, sharing is caring, covering the mouth while sneezing or coughing, being compassionate and kind, washing hands before every meal, giving genuine apology when needed, using good table manners while eating, knocking on doors before entering the room, be honest on every situation, permission before taking, seek permission before taking anything from others, don't make fun of others.
Why do you think these good manners are very sufficient? I'm sorry, very essential. And why do you think? Keep the notebook aside. What you did was not presentation. You are reading it. So that's why I'm asking the question. Why do you think these good manners are very essential for you as a third grade kid?
Sir, I can use it and I can grow, sir.
Out of the list that you have read now, which are all the good manners you are already practicing?
Sir, brushing twice a day, sir, and seek permission while
Knocking the door.
sir. Then I should wash the hands and feet, sir.
I see. Okay. My common question is, why do you think these good manners are fading away and depreciating as the boys and girls grow? Sometimes we are seeing the boys and girls having very, very low level of good manners when they grow. What is the reason behind it? When they are kids, they are going to a class like this and they behave very nicely. But as they grow, they get depreciated. They become very lazy. They open their eyes and they immediately pick up the phone and they're watching the videos on phone and all that. So these kinds of mistakes are happening. What do you think is the reason behind that lapse?
Sir, why they are always lazy? They are always sleeping. Sir, you want to add?
Yeah, when you come, you can add. But remember that, okay? Right. Siddharth, Tanishwar, you can ask any questions to Yalvinder.
What if
Yeah.
someone is being rude to you? What will you do in that situation?
Yeah, it's a very nice question. Yeah.
I will give this note and read this. You know what? You know how much you can when you do this and when you do this. Many people will not scold you, and you will not rude
So,
to others.
when the person comes and behaves rude to you, you will immediately stop and you will open your bag and you take the notebook and you will hand the notebook to him.
Yes, sir.
Study that, read that. That's what you will be doing.
Yes, sir.
Wow, nice. What an answer. Any other questions? Siddharth?
Sir, I have one question.
Yeah.
Okay, so Yalvinder, what if you get angry and you feel like you can't control the anger and you want to fight?
And when I do like that, my mind says that I read many times, so my mind says that don't do like that. When you ask me to scold, so don't do that.
Oh, your mind says that to
Yes,
you?
sir, I said one time.
Oh, it's self-talk. You talk to yourself. And
Yeah, sir, yesterday I told myself.
yesterday.
After we went to that.
Absolutely. Correct. Any other questions, boys?
No, sir.
You have any questions?
Yes.
Okay.
So, if you are given a responsibility, okay, the responsibility is out of the 15 good manners that we have told everyone of us, you have to pick choose at least 2 or 3 main things. And the responsibility is first when your brother is very close to you, when he is speaking and when he wants to learn good manners, what are the primary 3 good manners that you teach him first?
The 3 magic words.
3 magic words. What are the magic words?
Sir, thank you, sorry, please.
Okay. Other 2? Talking 3 good manners. Say the magic words is the first good manner. Other 2 things that you teach him.
I will not. I will say that do not eat.
Okay.
Then not to brush only once.
Okay.
Brush multiple times in a day. That's what.
When you brush to take cavity.
I see. Good. Good job, Yalvindan. Very nice presentation.
Great job, Yalvindan.
Good job, y'all.
My brother will.
Okay. So they both appreciated you. Thank you.
Thank you, Siddharthanand.
Thanks. Okay. Right. You sit there. Now, Sibi Ayatan, the same topic. Stand there. Stand there. Yeah. Okay.
So, good evening to Ananda Sahaja.
Mitra Marakila. Yeah. Now it's
Good
okay.
evening to Ananda Sahaja. My name is Sibia Aditan. I'm going to present my presentation called What I am going to do in this 2022 year. I'm going to first one. I'm going to wake up at 6:30 a.m. And next is I wanted to brush twice a day. Then please I will eat the food disciplinedly. Then I should improve my cooking skills and helping others. Then
Continue.
I should eat all healthy foods. Then I will do the exercise all. When I wake up, I will take a bath and come and exercise more 20 times. And I wanted to take.
Sit and listen to him.
I wanted to take the push-ups in 10 times. Oh no, I can't. 10 times in morning.
Oh, push-ups in this age.
It's a one time that like then I will do my exercise.
மித்ரா என்ன சொன்னா அதை ரிப்ளை பண்ணு. முதல்ல யாராவது ஏதாவது பேசினா அதுக்கு ரெஸ்பாண்ட் பண்ணு. நீ அங்க பேசிட்டு இருக்க, இங்க தானேஸ்வர் சித்தார்த்தன் அப்ரிஷியேட் பண்றேன், உனக்கு காதல் இல்லை.
I should pray to God daily, and I should not think the negative things. And I wanted to jog, and I should improve my cleaning skills.
Cleaning is a skill.
Like the cleaning to helping my mom.
Oh, okay.
That time I forgot. I should help others and give respect to the elders. And when I go to the exam, I wanted to get their blessings from them.
I see. Good. Very nice. Have any questions, Mitra?
Sir, I will continue.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I wanted to drink 8 liters of water.
8 liters. Your stomach is not a syntax tank. Okay? 8 liters of water, then your kidney will burst processing those amount of water. It's 8 glasses of water. 8 glasses of water make 1.5 or 2 liters. Okay? But you actually look like as if you are consuming 8 liters of water every day.
I wanted to play outdoor games daily, like running race and running practicing. That I wanted to play daily.
I see.
Then and I should help my mom and dad in cooking and cleaning the house and wash the plate. That's like I'm Playing 5 minutes classes. What happened? Class. What happened? Then I wanted to cover my mouth while sneezing or coughing. I should read the books and I wanted to save my dad and I wanted to write a test and see. That is my school presentation or school project that will help for me. I wanted to read more books and save the SAS
Expectations.
Yes, sir.
Right. That's it.
No. I should improve my writing skills. I should improve my workshop cleaning. I should plant more plants in the ground, sir. Thank you, sir.
Fantastic presentation.
Thank you, sir.
Great presentation.
Thank you,
Great
ma'am.
presentation.
Thank you, ma'am.
Right. Good presentation.
Thank you, sir.
Very well.
Great presentation. Thank you, sir.
Any other questions you have?
No, sir.
Right. Okay. Fine. Siddharth Tanishwar, I wanted to ask something. I have brought a new kind of a policy in MS evening sessions. Because we are engaging 2 kids, I brought something called as a snack time. I did not bring that policy, but Yalvendan's mom, who is my good friend, she made a practice that she gives the snacks to Yalvendan. So daily in the evening. So during the session, since he's a little kid, he extracts a couple of minutes in the session for eating snacks. I thought it's a good idea for everybody. So I have asked even Mitra to bring her own snacks and Sivyathan to bring his own snacks. So on Saturdays and Sundays when you both are attending, so when I'm giving them a snacks time, if it is a direct class, only the snacks time. If it is a complete online for any reason, there is no snacks time. So if it is a direct class, when they are going for a snacks time, that's about for 6 or 7 minutes. What would you like to do? Would you like to grab some snacks as well?
For me, sir, I just like before class starts, my dad makes me like one like, you know how in India they have the tea shops, but the small cups, that much quantity of tea with a bit of sugar. That's what I get as my snacks in the morning to wake me up.
Right. So in between the class, if I ask you to grab some snacks, do you have any idea about it?
Yes, I do, but I don't think I can eat it because I have braces on. And also I haven't brushed my teeth in the morning.
Okay. Tanishwar, how about you?
Uh, it's the morning, so I don't know if my parents will let me have snacks. Maybe just like eating fruits, I could do that.
That's good. That's actually good. So snacks time is nearing for these 3 people. You brought snacks?
Yes, sir.
You brought snacks?
Yes, sir.
You brought snacks? Right. Okay. Physical activity sir.
Okay, sir.
When do you want to have snacks?
Sir, that is yours.
That is my choice. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, we'll give a little break to Mitra. She'll come back. But before that, I would like to show you what Yalvendan, Sibyaltan, and Mitra have been doing in the past weekday class, which is going to be the continuum here. So as you could see here,
Sir, like day before yesterday, actually we can keep, sir. We ate and keep.
Screen share பண்ணிக்கலாம் சார்.
Hmm.
For headline, sir.
Super serial drama.
Look at you already.
Like serial drama. Nice.
So, Siddharth and Tanishwar, this is the activity that's going on. It is called as the military mission, and it is going on from Thursday last week. And now what we are going to have is the continuum of it. We still have about, Yalvendan and Sibiaitan's parents will come in another 20 minutes. So I will administer things here. You will have to give some ideas and you will also administer things. I think we'll have one activity and tomorrow we will have more activities because we don't have the presentations tomorrow. So the more you assess things, you saw in the CRS, the assessment that you do will be given as a leadership bonus for you and it's a good learning for you. And they will answer your questions and I will ask you some questions and that's how the mutual learning happens. So ready for the activity?
Yes, sir.
So do you understand what's going on, Tanishwar and Siddharth?
So we have to give them like, wait, what kind of problems do we give them? Or things?
No, actually, I have another task, and all you have to do is just give us some time to arrange things over here. These three will be very fast to arrange things. And what I'm going to do is I'll administer the task, and you both, that is you and Tanishwar, will have to tell me what is the kind of the learning that they get by doing this task. And I will be asking you a couple of questions. They will perform, and you will interpret and answer.
Okay, sir.
That's what you. Okay, right? Last week I asked you to prepare an idea. We will do that tomorrow as well. Tomorrow I'll give you some team talk time for preparing, but today we don't have much time for doing all that. So I have a pre-plan and that physical activity will be conducted now.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now I will have to give a better view for Yalvendan and Siddharth, for which I will have to Tanishwar and Siddharth. So for which I will have to arrange the tripod. So within that, do what I'm asking you to do. First of all, prepare the same tubes, the lengthy tubes. Prepare the same lengthy tubes, and then I'll tell you what you have to do. So,
Start up the chest.
please stand up the chair. We need a lot of empty space. You need to run. Okay. You are good at running?
Yes, sir.
Good, good.
I want to place.
Okay, right, good. Help him, help him, help him. Prepare the log. Just give me 2 minutes till the arrangement is being made. Siddharth and Tanishu. Good. First night. First night. First night. Keep it up. Stay there. Keep it up. No.
You didn't know one to say.
Okay. Split. No, wait. Keep it there. Stop. Mitra, how much? 8. Mitra, keep the joints there. First tube here, second tube there, third tube here, fourth tube here, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. Facing each other, facing each other. Hey, when I give you a task, do the task and keep your mouth shut. Yeah, good, perfectly fine. Want to get minus for your behaviors? Your mom will be very disappointed if I tell her that you are behaving like this. One time when I am asking you not to do something, you are repeating the same thing again, jumping here and there. Siddharth, Tanishwar, view, is it okay?
Yes, sir, it's good.
Right, okay. Okay, so now what the boys and Mitra are going to do is what they are going to do is, as you can see, there are 8 lengthy sticks, the UPVC pipe sticks over here, and they will have to do a lot of running. There is a stage there, and they will start from the stage and I will ask them to make a voyage, a running voyage. So when I say running voyage, and those three sticks will be placed over here, and sit a box by looking at them. Yeah, yeah, this one like this. Yeah, one like that, one like that. This one's yeah, like this, like this, like this, like this. Yeah, that's it. So this is called as the voyage destination. So when I ask you to go for the destination, you'll have to talk about the destination. And for each stick, I'm going to give the name. For each stick, I'm going to give the name. And whenever I'm asking you to tackle that particular thing, you will have to run. Run there. Tackle means you have to run. You have to run and run. So what I'm going to do is, I haven't finished. Wait, listen. What I'm going to do is, along with each stick, I will keep on keeping these chess coins, and I will name the chess coins. So in front of you, I'm going to name the chess coins. Okay, right? So remember how much ever you have to remember. Siddharth will help me to. Siddharth and Tanishwar will help me to put up. So the names of the people. And you can refer the chat box before you run, you can refer the chat box. So now first, I would ask you to keep it. You can keep it, okay, right? So first, Mitra. Siddharth, you're ready? Taneshwar, you will note down you will put all the white coins names, character names, and Siddharth, you will put up all the black coins names. Got it?
Okay, sir.
Okay.
So we have to remember black coin, white coin, and white coin.
Everything. So Mitra is okay. Tanishwar. This guy's name is Bob. B-O-B. Bob. Keep Bob there. Yarvendran. Opposite to Bob in this corner, wherever Mitra has kept. So this guy's name, this black color guy's name is Martin. This is what I told you. Where did I ask you to keep? Where did I ask you to keep?
Yes.
Sir, is it necessary to remember the type of the
No. Just the names. Just the names. This is only metaphor. Sivi Adityan, white coin, Tanishwar, make a note of it, and Lily, L-I-L-L-Y, Lily. Keep it there. Yeah, correct. Mitra, another black coin, and this person's name is Peter. Okay. Yarvendran. There, over there, okay? This particular person's name is Max, M-A-X, Max. Oh, that's quick. That's Max. This particular coin, I hope Siddharth is writing for the black, and this particular coin is representing Beulah.
Sir, can you say that again?
Beulah, Siddharth. B-E-U-L-A. B-E-U-L-A. Beulah. It's over there, okay? I'll tell you. This particular person, another white color coin, this person's name is Ranchi. R-A-N-C-H-I. Ranchi. R-A-N-C-H-I. Ranchi.
Sir, who did you give it to, sir?
I gave it to Sibi Adityan.
Okay.
Now again, Mitra. Giving this to Mitra, this person's name is Linda. Linda. Linda.
Sir, I have one question.
Siddharth.
So for all the black coins, you gave all of them to Mitra, right?
Yeah, correct. That doesn't matter. Taneshwar and Siddharth, who carries that is not a real matter. You need to note down only the respective coins names.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Now, Yalvendra, towards that corner. The person's name is Ramesh. 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 Divya, the person's name is Rabi. Rabi, a Muslim name, Muhammad Rabi. We will just mention it Rabi, Rabi. Good. How is it? 1, 2, 3. Mitra. Jim. 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 Jim here. Jim. Yalvin. Here. The person's name is Umar. 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 Okay, yeah. Send the list, Tanishwar and Siddharth. Okay, both Siddharth and Tanishwar have sent the list. All of you come here and look for yourself. The chat box. Yeah, Siddharth has mentioned black coins and Tanishwar has mentioned white coins. Have a good look at it. Wow. I think Mitra knows the location. Can you reiterate the location for those two words?
Yes, sir.
Come back here. I will correct if you are making a mistake.
Sir, Bob.
Yes.
Bob.
Martin.
Bob and Martin in one location. Linda.
Peter.
Lily.
No, sorry, sir.
Lily and Peter in one.
Max. This is Beulah, sir. This is Ranchi.
Yeah.
And this is Linda, sir.
Yes.
Linda, sir. This is
Ramesh and Ravi.
Ravi, sir.
Ramesh and Ravi.
And
This one.
that is Umar, sir.
Umar.
And this one is Jim, sir.
Jim. Jim. No, it's not Jim, it's Jim. Jim. Jim, Jim. Tell me when you're ready.
I am not ready. I will see. Okay, ready, sir.
Ready? The activity goes like this. The player will start from there and the player will come to the voyage. And the player is a superhero saving. So each one can have a name for themselves. So Mitra can have a name, perhaps, maybe an eternal name, like Cersei or Ajax or something she wills. And these guys can have some superhero names. All these people, like Martin, from Martin to Jim, everybody has got some problems. So you will have to safeguard those people. And you will have these three containers in your hand that Mitra holds. You will have these three containers. You take and put that in the container. And when I come to the safe, arrive at the safe destination. When I ask you to arrive at the safe destination, you have to understand. Okay, right? And if you're making a mistake, it means the person dies. Let's say, for example, if I ask Sibi to pick up Ramesh, and instead of Ramesh, if he goes and picks up Linda, then obviously Ramesh is dead. Because Sibi failed in his mission of safeguarding Ramesh. So, we will see these three players play this, and then Danish and Siddharth will tell me what are the necessary skills these kids have, especially these two kids and Mitra as a grown-up girl, have learnt out of this. So let us choose. This blue color coin represents Mitra. This yellow color coin represents Yalvendra. And the pink color coin represents Sibiai. Remember your colors. I am now choosing the first person, the first player. We might not be having time. It's 7:05 already. The parents might have come already. So we'll have one or two players, and then we'll continue. The first player, the player number 1 is this. Yalvendra is first. And now let's choose the second player. So the second runner on this particular game is going to be Mitra. Sibi will be last. Okay, ready? Ready? So first player, Yalvin, there you go. Your mission starts. Main point, if you are dropping, the person dead. If you are dropping, the person dead. If you take the wrong person, the right person dies. If you drop the person, the person dies. Again, the person dies. Your expressions are yeah, timer is very important. Any questions, Siddharth and Tanish? Shall I start?
You can start, sir.
Okay. So the superhero Yalvendra, Catherine Epsilon. The superhero Yalvendra. Your mission, your first mission is Yalvendra. Rescue Linda and Ranji. Rescue Linda and Ranji. Rescue Martin and Jim. Stop the time, please. Go players. Has he made a mistake or is everything right? How many mistakes?
Martin mistake number 1, sir. Martin and Jim, sir.
Okay.
Jim mistake number 2.
Right, you will have to tell me. Then if you tell me the right answer, you will get the mark.
Now, sir.
Not now. After he finishes the mission. Reset the timer. 3, 2. No. Continue. 3, 2, 1, go. Please rescue Umar and Ravi.
Come on. Come on.
Please rescue Ramesh and Max. Okay. Stop the this. Last rescue, and picking this rescue, you can come back to the destination. Please rescue Martin and Lily. Lily. Listen. Martin and Lily. And come to the destination. Okay, fine. Lily. Find Lily. Come to the destination, please. Give the
135.
135. Mitra,
Sir.
come to the question. Go, take rest. Please reface the person. Whom I ask you? The mistakes. Okay? Right? Not only the mistakes. I would say you will replace. They are in the kind of the So if you take this, question better. Ready? Yeah. You found one mistake? Okay. So both of you tell what are the mistakes you are going to commit. Okay. Fine. Okay. Wait.
Sir, Martin, Lily, Jill, Max.
Okay, no problem. I will call the names. You keep it discussing. Okay, ready? Fine. So, Siddharth, are you noting anything? Kanishwar?
Sir, I can note it.
All right. Okay. First, Mitra. First, Mitra, you have to 135 for Yalvendra. Siddharth, please note down 135 for Yalvendra. 1 minute and 35 seconds. Good job, Yalvendra. Very nice. Well done. என்ன சொன்னேன் என்ன உனக்கு மெமரியில கொஞ்சம் வீக்னஸ் இருக்கு டோன்ட் வரி ஐ அம் ட்ரைனிங் 135 for Yalvendra. Now Mitra, 3 2 1 go. Replace Martin. Replace Beulah. Replace Max. Max is already there. He is not picked up. Then what Yalvendra picked up Umar. Replace Umar.
Sir, this is Umar, sir.
Okay. Umar has not been picked up, right? Okay. So whatever the names that you are remembering, replace them and tell us again.
Sir, Jim.
Jim.
Ramesh, sir.
Ramesh.
Yes, Ravi, sir.
Ravi.
This is Ranchi, sir.
Ranchi.
This is Linda.
Linda. Correct answer. And Mitra's mission is finished in 50. 50. Come on, not mission. 50 seconds. You know, one day only Now, how many correct things do you think Yalvendra has picked up?
Yeah. 3 or 2 or 3.
Which are the two? Correct answer. Unfortunately, Siddharth, I want you to note this down. Yalvendra hyphen 1 minute 35 seconds hyphen 2 rescues out of 10. Mitra hyphen 50 seconds hyphen 8 rescues out of 8. Come on.
Sir, how much was for Yalvendra?
2 out of 8. 2 out of 10, sorry. 8 people unfortunately died and 2 people rescued. And those people that, about to die, those people that Yalvendra dropped, Mitra rescued those 8 people. It's like Iron Man dropping this and this guy, Sam Wilson, coming and picking at the rest. Ready?
Okay, so for Yalvendra, 135 seconds, right?
Yeah, Yalvendra's mission was in 135 and mission completion 2 out of 10. Mitra's is 50, Siddharth, not 15, it's 50. And she made 8 successful missions. Last but by no means least, Sivya. Ready, 3, 2, 1, go. Come on, go. Ready, 3, 2, 1, go. Sivya, remember, either than go. You'll have to. So 3, 2, 1, go. Sivya. Rescue Bob and Peter.
Come on to me.
Bob and Peter. Okay. Rescue Ramesh and Ranchi. Ramesh and Ranchi. Rescue Max and Linda. Rescue Max and Linda. You have to run, boy. You have to run, not walk. Max and Linda. 6 rescues as well. Rescue Jim and Bob. Oh, Bob already. Thank you. Okay. Say that. Jim and Beulah. Jim and Beulah. Okay, come to the final destination. Come and reach the destination. Destination. Reach the destination. Is the destination. Right. Stop. 130. 130. 130. 130 for Sibi Aditya. Did you note down any mistakes?
Yes, sir. 2 mistakes, sir. The other 6 were correct mistakes, sir. One is Linda, sir. Linda is this one, sir. The right is left end of the right, sir. On Ramesh. Beulah, sir. Because the coin is still left on the right side of the right, sir. These are the 2 mistakes.
Sir, almost, sir, for Ramesh, he picked the Ravi.
Ravi. Come on.
Yes, sir. Ravi is the same. Ravi, right? Yes.
6 out of 8. Good job. Okay. I understand. 6 out of 8. Right. So now you 3. We will arrive at a conclusion. Now, mark la pathika. But I'll put in a Siddharth Tanishwar ki. So you 3.
Sir, I have one question.
Yeah.
How long did it take for Sibi?
1 minute and 30 seconds. Outstanding. So, Siddharth, now I'm going to reveal the scores which they have to note down. Put those scores on chat. And that is not 100. Don't worry, it's in the chat. We can copy it later. We'll start with the R-line. 135 running time, 2 rescues, and 8 drops. 65 out of 100. Hope that is noted down and that can be put into the chat. Tanishwar or Siddharth, either one of you can do it. Okay, it's already put up. Yalved, 65 out of 100. Now let's come to Mitra. Mitra's run was for 50 seconds and she rescued 8 out of 8. So 82 out of 100. Sibi Adityan, his running time was 1 minute and 30 seconds, and most important point is his memory was good this time, 6 out of 8. So he is given 76 out of 100. So that's his score. So later you can note this down in this particular mission, your score, and we are yet to give the score for the previous ones, right? The crawling things. We will check it out. Okay. Now, before we finish the class, let us go and see if parents are coming. Now, Siddharth and Tanishwar, tell us in which way this particular exercise was helpful for them.
For me, sir, I feel like this activity would be something like memorizing the name of the people and what they are represented by, and then putting priority on them because, like, as you said before, it's like saying, like, you're rescuing one person, so seeing how much they put value on the pieces and how much they make sure that they stay alive.
Oh, right. Now we will leave in just 1 minute. Before we continue, Tanishwar, we will send the Alvedan because his grandfather has come. you have to eat it. You girls ask me, where are they? I get everybody you and you can say. Okay, so Tanishwar and Siddharth, we will meet tomorrow and we will continue the exercise. So say bye to Siddharth and Tanishwar. Either. Okay, you can take your things and you can leave. Good job today. You did really well in the presentation and you did well here. Don't worry about the mark. Tomorrow also memory. You are leading in the crawling and that activity, but here you got finally, we will see how much mark you get and we will update your CRs. Tomorrow after this game, we are updating you 3 CRs. Okay? Bye, everyone.
Bye,
Bye.
Bye.
Tanishwar, tell us what's your learning. Tanishwar, if you are speaking, we are not hearing you. Leave the door open, leave the door open.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, now.
So it's just like Siddharth said, I think it's mostly about memorization of where all the people's names are. But you could use like tricks to remember where they are. Maybe like someone's name begins with an R and then they're on the right side, so you could keep doing that. You could do something like that to remember, but yeah. It's mainly just memorization.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so then it's going to be the end of the class today. Tomorrow, you both will be given a team talk time and I will be giving you some materials. And based upon the materials, you will have to prepare. You'll have to prepare an activity like this and that should be thrown as a challenge for Sibialitan and Yarmendra. Mitra will be joining your team talk. All the 9th grade students, you three will put your brains together and for that around, I will give a different bonus for you. Put Yarmendra and Sibialitan in the mission and you three will have to decide. So in the beginning of the session, I will give you the team talk. Once your team talk is over, we invite Svetesh Krishna. We will speak to him. If he wants, he can sit and watch what's going on. And then we will finish the mission tomorrow. So that's what is the agenda for tomorrow's session. And Yalvendan and Sibialitan will visit the direct class because the lockdown has been lifted. So they will come for the direct class. All right? Okay. Any questions? Siddharth and Tanishwar.
No, sir.
Oh, sir.
All right. So we'll meet tomorrow. Expect guidance a little strong. Bye bye. Good night. Good day.
Bye,
Bye.
sir.
Bye bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.